starts, everybody. We'll talk about the contraption I'm sitting on in a moment, but first, what's happening this weekend here at Tingley Coliseum?
At the top of Tingley Coliseum, Chevy trucks present the 1990 Extra Gold Mud Racing Motor Nationals.
You've seen this TV commercial for the Motorsport Spectacular tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. The Monster Truck Challenge and the Mud Racing Winter Nationals. This is some hot stuff. With me now live is the driver, the 18-year-old driver of Daddy's Girl, Michelle Ely. Michelle, tell us about this mighty machine.
It's a 1989 S10 pickup sitting on an M15 personnel carrier. I have a 454 alcohol-injected engine in it, and we crush cars.
They crush cars. Obvious question, how did you get started in this?
I started my bogging when I was 14, and then after that, my dad and Sam Sturgis decided to build the General, and I got to drive it a couple times, and it was really neat, so they built my own.
This is your Daddy's Girl. I imagine this is a busy time of year for you.
Yeah, we travel every weekend. We were back east last weekend, and we're closer to home this weekend, so it's kind of nice.
Tell the folks in Albuquerque and New Mexico about any scary moments. You've been doing this how long?
I've been doing it for a year and a half, and I guess my scariest was 2 weekends ago at home at Sun Devil Stadium, and I went over the cars and went a little bit sideways, and it kind of scared me, but I hope it doesn't happen again.
We don't either. Thank you very much for taking the time. Do us a favor. I already have my lead story picked out for tonight. I don't want you to be it. Please be careful tonight.
Thank you very much.
Michelle Ely, ladies and gentlemen, she drives her very own Daddy's Girl. In baseball, a spring training lockout in all likelihood is going to start next Thursday. The owners and the players union unable to mend their fences today. Now, this doesn't keep players from getting together and working out on their own. The Dodgers did so today at city-owned Dodger Stadium. Some of the guys having trouble understanding why this is all happening.
I think the way I feel is that the system is working pretty good now. Everybody's making money. Owners are making money. Players are making an all-time high. And the game seems to be as popular as ever. So I don't see why we have to change anything.
For the record, there have been two previous spring training lockouts in 73 and 1976. For those of you who missed it last night, the Lobos lost their 8th straight road game of the season. Boy, you hate to see the kind of a game Darryl McGee played go for naught, but it did. McGee had a career-high 24 points. His three-point bomb had New Mexico within one with 7 seconds to go, but somebody called a timeout on the Lobo bench. They didn't have one. It gave the Colorado State Rams 2 free throws and the win. UNM plays at Wyoming tomorrow. It's a night game. Here in New Mexico last night, the Aggies managed to hold on against Loyola University of California, Irvine. Aggies had led by 18 in the second half, only to see the Anteaters come back and make it close. When it was over, New Mexico State, 79-75 winners. Head coach Neil McCarthy blasted his players.
Embarrassing to me to come out and perform this way. I don't know what to tell you. We ought to give all our students their money back that they paid to get in here tonight. I want to give our whole crowd back.
Now, there was a scare for Aggie fans at the end of last night's game. Right here, Randy Brown goes down hard, had to leave. He's got a bruised sternum. Should be ready to go Saturday against UC Santa Barbara. Tonight, highlights on Channel 4, Santa Fe against Academy. A big AAA basketball game for the boys. And they are firing up. They are trying to fire up Daddy's Girl. Hey, Tom, Mark, how would you like to spin in this bad boy?
Thanks, Paul. It is a little movie with a big...
We all have a dream to one day be successful on top of our profession, a leader among our peers.
Every great champion has been motivated by a dream, a burning passion to be the best.
And it is this dream that gives strength to the body in times of exhaustion, hope to the mind in moments of despair.
Watch the dream come to life on NBC Sports, KOB TV.
When New Mexico wants to know more than just the scores, it turns to NBC Sports and News 4 New Mexico with Paul Davis.
When you want the action and excitement of live sports reports, News 4 New Mexico is there for you.
It's a patented Channel 4 double live shot.
When you want sports live as it happens, we're there for you.
I'm here at the pit to talk about the Lobos. Scott Stigler in Las Cruces to deal with the Aggies.
Paul Davis and Scott Stigler bringing you the best sports in New Mexico and bringing it to you live.
Scott Stigler, please come in and tell me the Aggies won.
Paul Davis and Scott Stigler, only on News 4 New Mexico with Tom Joles and Mari Bennett.
When you're looking for more than just the scores, look to Paul Davis. When you want to go behind the scenes, look to Paul Davis. When you're looking for the best sportscast in the state, look to Paul Davis. So keep your eye on the ball, because that's where you'll find him. Weeknights at 6 and 10, only on News 4 New Mexico with Tom Joles and Mari Bennett.
Hi, everybody. Time for sports. Another night of college basketball for the Aggies and the Lobos here at the pit. The University of Hawaii tries their luck against UNM. And I was at the game last time these two met in Honolulu. It was a good one. Lobos had led by as many as 10 in the first half. Saw Chris Gaines and his Rainbow State right with them in the second half. That guy's tough. Down by 2 with time running out. Remember, Daryl McGee's shot to tie is going to roll off the stinking rim. 74-71 Hawaii stopped the Lobos. And now, 1 month and 2 days later, Hawaii a half game out of first in the WAC. They've actually won 2 straight over the Lobos, going back to last year's game here at the pit. Luke Lawley got a handle on the shot that ended up winning it.
There's no question about it. It was a lucky ending for us a year ago, but you know, things turned around a little bit this year, and we got to come in, and every game's a big game for us. We've got to win each night out if we're going to stay in the hunt. We'd like to finish strong and still look at the NCAA and NIT as a postseason.
The Lobos with renewed hope for the postseason, what with 3 straight wins suddenly under their belt. They need to continue a new pattern. Get scoring punch from other folks besides the Australian in the middle.
Well, obviously everyone likes to get 25, but I think it is good that we're sharing the scoring load because it means that hopefully defenses won't key on me quite so much, and if they do, then the other guy's going to knock down the perimeter jump shots.
Rob Newton's been coming on the last few games. I like his pull no punches attitude.
We know what we got to do, let's just do it. You know, we're not going to go and we're not going to put a lot of frosting and icing on it and try to make it look all nice and sweet. We're just going out, we're going to play hard, period. That's all there is to it.
Don't you love that? Let's stop analyzing and reanalyzing. Let's play the game. About 150 tickets left for sale here at the pit for tonight's game. Down I-25, the Aggies preparing to do battle tonight. Scott Stigler, is it too soon to talk about the NCAA tourney and the Aggies?
Paul, I don't think so. What? It's only 2 weeks away. It almost sneaked up on us here. You know, the Aggies at 21-3, and the USA Today went as far today as to say that the Aggies are a lock for the NCAA tournament. Now, here in Las Cruces, they say, we'll believe it when we see it. The Aggies at their workout today, and they were very loose, not feeling the pressure of making the tournament for the first time since 1978. It's a cliche. Play them 1 game at a time. But Utah State is first on the Aggies' minds.
Knock off Mexico State since we're doing so well, so I look for them to come out and play hard as they can. Just get after us, and we have to get after them the same way.
Just have a pretty good ball club. I mean, I know they came here and won 3 out of the last 4 times in, you know, the Pan Am Center, so it's going to be a tough one tonight.
But you guys haven't lost at home yet this year.
Nah, I don't think we will lose this year. I mean, that'll be tough. I think we'll take care of them.
Yeah. Michael Miller, very confident guy, and the Aggies, Paul, don't have any reason not to be confident at 21-3. And I would say that there is no way the NCAA tournament can overlook them unless they just fall flat on their face here in the last few games.
Scott, the Aggies have 3 conference games left after tonight, but they've got lower division teams to take on. Can they still catch the Running Rebs in the Big West standings?
Well, actually, they can because of the complex tiebreaker system. If the UNLV Running Rebels lose to Cal Santa Barbara, they would have split with Santa Barbara. The Aggies would have beaten them twice, and right now it looks like Santa Barbara will finish 3rd. So if the Aggies can keep on winning and UNLV loses to Cal Santa Barbara, the Aggies can still be regular season Big West champs. It can happen, but they got to win them all, probably.
Quickly, a prediction for tonight's Aggie game. Scott, I'll put you on the spot.
Very close ball game. Utah State always tough on the Aggies, but I think the Aggies will win it by a couple. All right, thank you very much. Grab a bite to eat. You're going to see a good game. We look forward to your story tonight at 10. Scott Stigler by way of News Star in Las Cruces. And quickly before I go, a couple of more things. They say that there has been progress made at the Major League Baseball stalemate talks in New York. We'll explore that at 10. And a Taos native today finished second at the U.S. Alpine Ski Championships in Crested Butte, Colorado. He took second in the giant slalom. Tip-off 7:35. Tom and Maury will have a better tie next week for the coat.
We'll see you at 10, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. Some skiers have put off hitting the...
Question: what has 3 concentric rings, weighs 1,000 pounds, and costs $7,000? Why, an Orbitron, of course.
What you have to do is make sure that both of the straps are tight and they're buckled tight, and you have them centered on there.
Dr. Arthur Wershaw fell in love with this strange contraption when he first laid eyes on it in San Francisco. Swears by its exercise benefits.
Everything I'm doing, I'm using my legs, my arms, my stomach, my back to make this thing move around.
According to the good doctor, 2 to 4 minutes of this feels like a 20-minute aerobic or weightlifting workout. And he's not the only one in the household attached to it.
How you doing?
Great. I enjoy this. I really enjoy working on it. When I do it, I usually do about 15, 20 minutes.
If you use it 2 or 3 times a day, it actually decreases your appetite. They're still doing some studies on it as to why it does that.
The Orbitron may also have back problem applications too. I'll tell you what, it's scary the first time.
This is fun! Sam, stop! There you go. Sam, that's good. Stop me. Where you have to, I didn't tell you. Stop me! Stop. You have to kneel down. You have to bend down. I can't stop you. Grab the handles. There you go. Grab the other handle. Grab the other handle. I forgot to tell him how to stop. I forgot to tell him how to stop. He forgot.
Well, I don't mean to rush Del Norte's Jamie Ellis, but, you know, he did just make the U.S. Junior National Team 2 weekends ago. Only one from New Mexico this year, and one of just 10 athletes around the nation to do so. That's pretty heavy.
It's a great honor. I'm real proud, but you know, I still have a lot of work to do.
What's on his mind is this summer's Junior National Championship meet in Baltimore, Maryland, an event he missed last year after a dumb parking lot truck accident.
Well, it was really disappointing because I'd been training hard up until that point, and then you know the accident happened and just kind of blew my chances.
Things weren't all that bad, though. I mean, how many aspiring gymnasts rub elbows with a proven U.S. Olympian?
Lance has been a tremendous influence on me. He's great to have in the gym while you're working out.
Have I mentioned yet that Mr. Ellis is only 14 years old? Yeah.
Technically, he does everything very good in gymnastics. The only thing that's keeping him from being as best as he can right now is his maturity, and I'm talking about his physical maturity. I think in another year or two, you'll see a big change in his gymnastics. He'll be even better.
I'd like to go all the way to the top.
Maybe good enough to make the U.S. Seniors National Team one day, and who knows, maybe even make the '92 Olympics. Where's Eric? There he is! Where's Eric? There he is! You know, I genuinely had a great time meeting 6-year-old Eric. Oh, sure, maybe at first I felt sorry for a guy with cerebral palsy, mental retardation, and the need for a wheelchair and braces. But 5 minutes with this kid and I was hearing a different tune. You're trying to sing too, aren't you?
He's great. He makes our day so wonderful because Eric is a very happy, outgoing child. Sometimes we'll be having trouble with maybe some of the other kids, and one of us will say something funny just to break the pace, and Eric will just break out in laughter. He knows what's going on.
Eric attends special ed classes. They told me he's learning to communicate by way of a computer. Hey, he's got no problem relating. Other kids just love him. Say hi, New Mexico.
These Toro dealers.
Paul is always excited about sports, but he is very excited about his first story tonight.
Well, it's hard not to like Tom Landry and also respect Tom Landry.
He's done it all in 29 years as a head coach. I'm actually nervous for this interview. Let's get to it. I think the old standby line, my next guest needs no introduction, fits here. Former Dallas Cowboy head coach Tom Landry is in Albuquerque this weekend. He joins us now. Coach, I hardly recognize you. Where's your hat?
Hey, Paul, I brought it, but I left it in my car.
I'm sure you'll wear it sometime this weekend.
I will.
Coach, you're with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes this weekend. You do a lot of work for these people, don't you, sir?
I really do, Paul. I've been a part of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes since the early 60s. I've been on the board of directors nationally. I've been a chairman. I'm now a trustee, and I'm traveling the country quite a bit right now just supporting FCA.
Well, we're happy to see you here in Albuquerque. Coach, is there a football question that I can ask you that you haven't already been asked 1,000 times over the last year?
Well, you can try.
Thanks for the help.
Okay.
Let's talk about the bottom line, obvious question, life after football. You're alive and well. You've managed to survive.
I really have. You know, I'm not really missing football at all. I think I realized I was kind of at the end of my career anyway. I wanted to step down and do something else, and when I had an opportunity to step down last year, it really didn't bother me very much. I've found that there is a life after football.
Well, you know, that struck me kind of crazy when I did some reading on you and what you've been doing for the past year. The fact of the matter is, on Sunday afternoon, you don't find Tom Landry watching the Cowboys on the tube.
Well, I really aren't. I think I watched them twice last year during the season, and mainly because I was traveling a lot. I was traveling on Sunday, and I was going someplace, and I just didn't have the opportunity.
Coach, will we ever see you again stalking the sidelines with that quiet manner of yours?
Well, I would say the odds are against it. You can't say no to anything, Paul, but maybe I just don't see myself back in football again.
Last question. Dallas didn't do so well last year. Did that kind of take the monkey off your back? Were you sitting back saying, all right, fans, Cowboys, I got booted out. They got a new coach. They still didn't break any records for wins and losses. It wasn't all me.
Well, I think you got to remember that they took a certain direction. You know, they decided to eliminate all of the experience level from the front office as well as the football team and build their team through the draft. And they've got the draft choices now for the next 2 or 3 years. Now, whether it'll happen or not, we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, Tom Landry, thanks for joining us. I got to tell you, I love the latest commercial, you singing out of the suitcase. Keep up the good work.
Okay, Paul. Thank you very much.
Well, that was a good time. Coach Landry, by the way, is addressing an FCA banquet tonight, a youth rally tomorrow, along with a coach's luncheon Saturday afternoon. Some fireworks already today at the state single and AA single track meets. Here's the AA 1600 Laguna Acamas. Melissa Lucero won it. Lucero's time of 5:22:20 breaks her own state record for the race by 1 second. Most of the other finals are tomorrow. UNM's baseball team back home after 13 straight games on the road. Almost a month since we've seen these guys. Here's game one against BYU today. Lobos not too great in the field today. Thane Miller misjudges the ball in center. That puts guys at first and third. Watch this. Next batter in the fourth. Well, the Cougars go for the double steal. Tom Turner's throw goes out into the outfield. Randy Wilstead will score the game's first run. Cougars take game one, take game two. The Lobos and Cougars play another doubleheader tomorrow starting at noon. And playing right now, Silver City and Raton at Deming High School, and then the late game at the state championships on Yate and Berlin. Title game is 12:30 tomorrow. Dukes play at 7. They're hosting Calgary tonight.
All right. Good interview with Landry.
Very good interview. Thanks, Paul. Are you in the mood for some corruption, some cops, some crime?
They're coming down to the stretch, and down the stretch they come. It's going to be And then I'll look over there.
Oh, yeah, I was great in rehearsal. Didn't do a bad job in pre-race parade either.
The number 3 horse this afternoon in the fine-looking blue, A Fool Am I, written today by David Mitchell.
But after hearing the real professional do it right...
But it's Nova's Missy just romping on.
Well, I got intimidated.
And they're off. A clean break. On the outside, Special Christie looked good early on. On the inside rail, Hexaroon with Ken Coyle. But straight down the middle of the track, that is A Fool Am I. The number 6 horse, Rainbow's Dozen. Rainbow's Dozen with Chris Zamora in the saddle.
I was calling him a fool of mine. It was at least it's apropos, you know. No, it was good. It was good. You had the leader there, really.
Now, I knew I could count on the race fans, to be honest with me. You were here for race 3. You heard that guest TV guy call the race. What'd you think, Alan?
Thought he was a clown.
A clown?
Even the best announcers every once in a while call the wrong horse, and you knew you had the wrong horse. It just took you a minute to get the right one out.
You did all right, I guess. I don't know, was that your first time?
The form that I had to sign when I was released, although they actually never asked me any questions about this during the time I was held,